listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and welcome to my world of wonder. I'm joined today by my mom and today's co-host, Lynn, our theme park correspondent. Which,
yes.
I mean, you've only been to Disney one more time than me.
This year.
This year, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I am, obviously, we are live in Walt Disney World today. So we are fresh out of the parks. And the topic for today's episode came up while we were in line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So,
yes.
You know. I guess you can see it in the title for today's video. Today's topic is Disney Icks. So we're going to be talking about like some of our pet peeves, whether it be things that Disney does in the parks that we're like, oh, that's annoying, or things that guests do that we're like, wow, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about today. Do you want to go first? Kind of go back and forth with stories from today or past or whatever. I have one I'm going to end with, but we'll get there.
I don't know if it's kind of like an ongoing thing, and I don't know if it's one that I should share now, because I don't know if it's one you're going to share later, because we wrote a song about it, actually.
You can share it now, but
Okay.
don't tell them what the song is.
I won't tell them the song.
Because they'll steal it.
They'll steal it.
And you don't have to be specific about
Okay.
the area. You can
Right.
say,
Yeah. When one of my biggest pet peeves, one of my icks, is especially when you first walk into a park, and I get like Epcot and Magic Kingdom, they have those iconic areas to take pictures, the castle, Spaceship Earth,
right.
You know, the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, and that. But one of my biggest icks is when people just stop. They're looking, they just stop.
Yeah.
They stop walking, wherever they're at, they just stop. And that drives me nuts.
And like they never turn around or like even think to look over their shoulder and make sure there's not somebody right behind them that's going to plow into them and run them over.
Right, because when you're walking into a park or at any given place in a park, you're walking in a group.
Right.
Not your group, but a group of people
that just got off the bus or the monorail or whatever it may be, like a gaggle of people have all entered the park at once.
And they just stop.
Yeah, that's annoying. My first ick, one of my biggest icks probably, is kind of a twofold one. I'm going to tie them into the same thing because they're the same, really, even though they're technically two different things. And that is when people try to save spots in line for other people, especially in like a 45-minute wait or something like that, and then you got someone cutting through, like, excuse me, elbowing through people. I gotta get through, my family's up here. I'm like, please, just like, wait till your whole group is ready to get on the ride before you get in line. Like, I don't know, it drives me nuts. It's not that hard.
Right, and I understand, with littles. You will have to take them out, especially 45 minutes.
Yeah, if they gotta get up to go to the bathroom,
that's
getting
different.
out and getting back in is one thing.
That's different.
I mean, it's a little annoying because like we got people are still plowing through, but I understand it more. If you've gotten out of line and gotten back in line, I'm okay with that. I'll let you slide. But when your group has just been waiting in line and you've been sitting drinking your Joffreys.
Right.
Speaking of which, I need to get a Joffrey's first thing in the morning.
Okay.
I've gone all day without one, and that's crazy.
I'm good.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought there a little bit.
With getting in line and like the rest of the family's been waiting, but then
they get in line.
Usually it's a teenager, I've noticed.
The 4 times that it really irked me today, it was teenagers each time. Everybody, like, and my thing is like, if the family's not gonna wait for everyone to be ready, then that sucks for them. You're gonna have to ride this by yourself and wait in the line on your own. Like, but the biggest ick for me is in that realm. Like the thing that emphasizes it, makes it worse for me, is when somebody unhooks a chain to let somebody in.
Talking about beer dude and ice cream sandwich lady.
Yeah. Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's a mental thing for me, but switching those chains is like, aside from just like when I'm walking through and I'm like running my hand across it because it's a weird texture thing for me.
And then you're like, whoops, look what I just did. Let me go put that back up.
Yeah. But like unhooking that, like opening a line in there is like, that's hallowed ground. That's not yours to touch.
Yes.
Leave it alone. Like,
Cast members
It
only.
made me so mad when they did that. Like,
Right.
I was irked because that other chick had cut in line in front of us already, so that was annoying.
Right.
And then that happened, I was like, ooh!
Yeah.
When Adriana says when people cut in lines, just jump over the chains, like in Ratatouille. Yes!
Yes.
Yes, so during our last trip, was it our honeymoon? It was our honeymoon. Was it? You're gonna have to remind me, honey, if it was our honeymoon, if it was just our trip in September. But we got in line for Remy's and we rope dropped it, and it was already a 35-minute wait, and the park had been open for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It must have been September because we were staying at Pop Century and we were able to get on the Skyliner over.
Yeah.
So it must have been.
Okay.
It must have been in September. We're in line for Ratatouille, for Romeo's Ratatouille Adventure. And then you're gonna have to remind me the story exactly because it's kind of, I feel like I'm blanking on it a little bit. But like, basically, we've been in line for 20 minutes already. And then these dudes just come in and they're just stepping over the line, like 6 of them, grown men, stepping over the chain to get to the 2 people that got in line ahead of them.
Oh my gosh.
And it seemed to me like they overslept and were late to get to the park, and the other people were already there, and so they just like held their place in line. That, I don't say this on this podcast like ever, but that pissed me off.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
I think we need to stop talking about this because
Yes.
I start getting irate. What's another ick that you have? It can be Disney's doing it. It can
Yes, so this is
it
a
can be-
Disney doing it.
Okay.
This is a Disney doing it. And this actually happened last time we were here.
Okay.
And that is, we were very excited. So Noah is a new pass holder. Dad and I have been pass holders since 2021 because we live here. And so we usually are able to come down when they release the new pass holder magnets.
Mm-hmm.
And so they released the new pass holder magnet. I was excited. It was going to be Noah's first one. And it was Ray from
the Firefly from
Princess and the Frog. And like a couple of days before we were going, they changed it and said, it's not going to be Ray, it's going to be Minnie Mouse, which they had already done.
You actually gave me one of your Minnie Mouses.
I did, yeah.
And then I got one that day, so I have 2 Minnie
Yeah,
Mouses.
so now you have 2.
Slightly different colors, fun fact.
That seemed very
The
interesting.
new one is a more muted maroon color. The other one is very bold. This one's like kind of soft.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
makes me think that there was like last minute like.
Well, I mean, it's not the yellow Mickey
No.
pass holder one, so that's good. But what really irks me, it's an irk and an ick, is that
I think that's the same.
you look forward to something like it even said until like February 26th.
Yeah, so we were
For
gonna
the
get
pass, and we were gonna get it, and we got over to I think it was like the day or so before, and we were like, we're not getting it, but supposedly they're gonna be mailing it to pass holders this spring.
That's
so.
the thing. The day that I was in Epcot in February, which was February 22nd, to get that magnet, we were there for Mom's birthday, but when we went there to get the magnet, they said, because you checked in to Epcot today, we will be mailing you the Ray magnet. And I'm like, cool. But here's the thing, y'all. I'm here again, and I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have been here twice, and it still hasn't showed up. So like, I don't know if there's
Yeah.
some kind of printing delay
Right.
that's like super put
I
them
don't
behind
know.
or what. But
I don't know. And this kind of piggybacks with that. It's kind of a twofer like you had. I want them to have the magnets at one location. So, fun fact, a couple years ago, it had to have been in 2023, they had where they released 3 previous pass holder magnets. It was the 50th anniversary, it was Orange Bird, and I think Dumbo. But they released, I know, but they released 3 at the same time, right?
Okay.
And you didn't pick it up at Connections,
Oh.
Connections, whatever, what I'm trying to say. You didn't pick it up at
Creation
Epcot.
Shop.
Creation Shop, you didn't pick it up there.
Cafe.
You know where you picked it up? Hester and Lester's in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, I did know that because that was when me and Adriana were here in September. Dad went to go get us and he saw the line and he went, nope.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That,
it was
that
crazy.
was a Pumbaa one that he was getting.
That was a Pumbaa one, yeah. That was a Pumbaa one.
But
still, there. Okay, no, I kind of get Pumbaa, but still, it's
placement.
yeah. But it's either Epcot or Animal Kingdom. But
well, that's nice. At least it's one of the two. But still.
But it's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm trying to think. I know that there was things that irritated me a couple of times today. I guess I can say this one, and it's kind of random, and you guys might actually get to see it happen.
Oh no.
We were finishing a video, which like finishing a video is like our thing, like that's not really relevant. It kind of is, but not really. And this gentleman walked behind Mom, and I had my arm on Mom's shoulder as I was speaking to the camera, and I twisted my hand just like this. Like I went from having my hand on her shoulder like this to kind of flattening it out. And that's like maybe my hand moves like 2, maybe 3 inches.
Right?
That was enough to bump some guy's hand, and he spilled his beer. And I honestly feel terrible about it. He didn't spill a lot of his beer.
Not a lot.
So, but I'm also like, I barely moved. And so that means that he was walking. And it's also like, my thing is like, he was that close behind us when he walked behind, so that was able to happen.
Yes.
And there was easily 10, 15 feet between us and another obstacle.
Right.
Like, he did not have to be that close.
Right.
I still feel bad because
I mean, he was close enough that he bumped into my backpack.
Okay, so you felt that.
And then I reached down because I was like, you were like, did you feel that did you know that guy spilled his beer or something like that?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, but my leg's wet. And I reached down and there was something wet on my leg, and I reached down and I was like, that's beer on my leg.
I feel bad because, that man paid for that beer, but it didn't spill that much. So
it didn't spill that much.
It wasn't a crazy amount or anything. It was like a little dribble. But like, why did some people just walk so close to people sometimes?
I know.
Like, I get if you're weaving through people, like I'm like that. I'll weave through people, get a little bit tight in areas, but we were stationary.
Right.
Like, there's no need to be that close.
Right.
That's a random ick. That was less so than I think the others. I'm trying to think I know that there was other things that were
So
like,
another ick that I have.
Go ahead.
It just kind of gets on me because that actually happened to us today too. All these things happened to us today, but they've happened in the past.
What spawned this whole thing is it's all things that are just
And I don't know if it's so. I've been up since like 4:35 o'clock.
That's cute.
Eastern time. Noah has been up since pretty much that time. Before that time.
I was up at 2:45 this morning.
Okay, so that's 4:45 here.
Okay.
So same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we've been up a hot minute, and Princess needs her sleep. We were just trying to film the end of, I think it was the finishing of the scavenger hunt or something, I think. And we got far enough away, we thought, from people.
Oh yeah, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
And
I specifically looked for
it might have just been for the pod.
Yeah, but I specifically looked for an area there was no people around, so that I could comfortably talk to the camera and not feel. I'm still a little self-conscious about talking to the camera in the parks, and I go to this area. There's nobody over there, and so we go over to that area. And as soon as I pick up the phone and go to start filming, we got like a group of like 12 people.
Yes.
Like within 5 feet, and I'm like.
And he's got the phone out. I mean, you can tell that we're trying to do something here, and they're like walking, and that is also, I guess, a 2 for 2 because when you're trying to take pictures, like you and I think you were raised that way. You were raised this way though.
Yeah, if you see a camera come up, you do not walk between the person in the camera and the person that camera is pointing at.
Right. You either stop or you walk around.
Yeah.
So.
Which actually ties into another thing that happened today.
I just feel like that's like proper photography etiquette.
I mean, just in general, tourism etiquette. I would say is what
no matter where you're at.
Yeah, it's not. Dude, that's the thing. That one is not specific to Disney.
That is not specific.
That is everywhere you.
But it did happen today, and so that's why it's relevant.
Yeah, indeed.
Today.
Yeah. That just reminded me that like when we were in Galaxy's Edge and we were trying to film the outro for that other video.
Yes.
And we're like getting set up, and as soon as you put the camera, there's nobody. We're in this little section where there's nobody.
Yes.
And as soon as she picks up the phone and points it at me and starts recording, there's suddenly like 80 people trying to get through past through this one spot.
past.
And I'm like, what the heck?
There's plenty of room
And
behind
so
us.
I'm like, at first I was gonna try and just push through, and I was like, no, Mom, we need to step to the side and just let these people pass, because there's like 90 of them just trying to get through this one section all at once.
Yeah.
And it's an area in Galaxy's Edge where it's not necessary. It's not like a main area people walk through. It's just randomly when we decided to start filming, people showed up.
It was crazy.
It was wild, but it was fun. I really enjoyed filming that.
I
video.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed
I
filming.
would
I
like-
love the filming parts.
I would like to film it, like continue doing that series, but the problem is that series can't really exist outside of what I just did. And I'll explain more to you what I mean by that when we're done. I don't want to spoil it for the tubes.
Because that would be fun to do it.
Yeah, I would love to do.
May.
I would love to maybe script it more, like do a more scripted.
It would be fun to do it
Maybe
in
do
May.
like a story,
Right?
a story-driven like
Right.
series.
Yeah.
But what other icks? What other icks did we get today? I don't know if there's really any other icks today. I mean, I'm sure there were. I'm certain there were. Well, I had one on the plane today, so that doesn't have anything.
It doesn't have
do
anything to do with Disney.
But I was on a pretty much empty flight, and the person sitting behind me was a child who does not understand the concept of not. It's a seat kicker. It was literally a seat kicker. I'm sitting there and I'm like, you better not do this the whole flight. You better not do this the whole
Did he do it the whole flight?
No.
Oh, good.
Fortunately, it was just literally probably right before the seatbelt sign went off, like almost from takeoff to that point, which is kind of a while. And then not at all while we were actually cruising.
Right.
So there's a solid 3 hours where there wasn't any seat kicking.
Wow.
And then as soon as you hear the hydraulics for the first phase of the flaps to come down, immediately seat was getting kicked again, and all the way to the ground. And I thought it was I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Goodness.
I was irritated, but that's not Disney, that's fine, that wasn't their fault, except that they partnered with Southwest, so I'm just kidding.
Right.
I have one more ick.
Okay. Wait, this is the last one?
This is the last ick.
Okay, I just have one more.
You first.
I have one
mine's
more.
different. Go ahead.
I have one more, and it's not even related to yours, so that's good. I'm looking at my popcorn bucket over here, and I think another one of my icks is parents who don't watch their kids. Now,
yes.
I had littles. I had littles that we brought. I have 8 children, y'all, so I know a little thing or two here. But parents who don't watch their littles with popcorn, or I guess food in general, right? And you're walking, and there's like popcorn everywhere, and you know that was a little kid.
Yep.
Or there's like chunks of ice cream because they couldn't eat it fast.
Chocolate.
They melted chocolate because they just couldn't eat it fast enough.
the chocolate
Like
somewhere.
right. So I get that you want to try and accomplish 2 things at once, like give little Tommy a snack, and also get to wherever you're headed at the time, Galaxy's Edge, Star Tours, whatever. But it is far better to stop in the shade or stop in one of the quick service restaurants that has seating and let them sit there and drop their food or whatever, so that people aren't like walking through it and stuff. That's one of my other ones.
That's the worst, is when you're walking through Disney and you're not looking at the ground, you don't think you need to, and then you feel squished.
And or
or you get the whoa.
what was that?
Okay, I have one more ick,
Okay.
and then we're gonna get on to the next part.
Okay.
We are staying at Disney's All-Star Sports Resort.
Yes.
This room is built basically identically to the rooms at All-Star Music, All-Star Movies, and the Pop Century Resort.
Yes.
Some of the rooms at Art of Animation are like this too, but most of the rooms at Art of Animation are family oriented, so they're more suite like different.
Yeah.
But basically all of the value resorts, with a few exceptions at Art of Animation, are built like this. This right here that we're filming in front of is a Murphy bed. I want one of these, first of all, so bad in my guest room.
Yes.
Because I could move the podcast into my guest room and I could do things. If I just had it. I want this. I want this. I found this somewhere. I'll tell you how much it is.
Okay. I want this too, because
it's gonna take some years of deciding if I'm gonna skip out on some annual passes here.
Oh no.
But anyway, this is not the only thing that these hotels have in common. Okay, come with me. This is the benefit to live streaming from a phone, is that you can just come with me, okay? The bathrooms in these hotels are all built the same. This drives me nuts. Why is it so far away? That's not convenient at all. For those of you listening to the audio-only version that's going to come out later on, basically the commode, or the john, is facing the wall like it would, you know, and the toilet paper dispenser is on the wall to the right and behind the commode. So you have to reach behind you. It is not comfortable, it's not convenient. That is one of my biggest icks. I don't know where else they could put it, honestly, and that's probably kind of part of the problem.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, give me just a stand, you know?
Yeah.
Like just a freestanding unit, because it drives me nuts. It's one of the biggest, well, maybe they do it on purpose. I was gonna say it's one of the biggest reasons I consider staying at deluxe resorts.
Right.
Maybe that's why they do it.
Maybe. I haven't stayed at a deluxe resort since Dad and I stayed at Port Orleans Riverside in 2008.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know anything besides Value Resorts and Pop Century, which I still kind of
It is considered a value resort.
Okay.
So is Art of Animation.
Right, so I group those together. But, yeah, you know what I'd love to do?
What's that?
And this is kind of off topic a little bit.
That's okay, we can go off topic a little bit.
But it kind of has to do with the bathrooms, because I feel like it would, accomplish several things.
Okay.
I would love to, one day, soon, this year maybe, that would be fun, get a travel trailer and just stay at Fort Wilderness Campground.
You know what's funny about that?
Because then we can put the toilet paper wherever we want, because it's
Good
our
point.
bathroom.
Good point. But you know what's funny about that?
What's that?
Even just to do a tent at the campsites at Fort Wilderness
Mm-hmm.
would cost more than this room is costing us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we're here. Otherwise, I would say go buy a tent or bring your tent. We're staying at the campsite.
Right.
I would have liked to believe it would have been cheaper, but no.
Oh gosh.
It's actually $20 more a night to stay at the campground, which isn't a lot more. A night,
it's not a lot. No. It's
You're
not.
paying for a flat piece of land.
Right. I did like it though, because at the time we had 2 dogs. Well, no, we had 1 dog at the time.
Yes.
We just had Jazz, and
Yes.
I did like that.
I really enjoyed those when we had the travel trailer meets.
Yeah, I
Especially
really enjoyed
because
that.
no cap in here, guys. We lived in that travel trailer. Like
We did.
Not like, oh, we used it so much. We lived in it. No, we literally we lived in it. It was our home.
Yes.
And so we literally just brought our home down here. It
Yep.
was so nice. All of our stuff was there.
We were
all
pass
the
holders
toys.
that year.
It was great.
Yep, that was in 2011, and we were pass holders, and it was so convenient, and it was just, I don't want to say that I'd like to go back to those times, but,
Right, but
I liked the minimalistic life that we had.
Yeah,
I mean, we
I get
really
that.
did. We had 5 kids and a dog, and everything that we owned for the most part was in that.
Yeah, basically
trailer.
you didn't have toys if it didn't fit in the little cabinet we had, you didn't keep it. Like we
Yep.
didn't have, we had a bunch of Legos, I know.
Yep.
Like a big tub of Legos, and that was pretty much it. Maybe
Yep.
some Hot Wheels and stuff, but
Yeah.
that was a time to be
Anyway.
alive. But we're gonna move along here now to what's going on in Mickey's neck of the woods. Right on. So I think I talked about this last week actually, and I don't think it's supposed to be on this list right now, but it's the new Disneyland Star Wars show. I definitely talked about that last week. Let me take that off there. I said last week.
Last week?
I sounded like
Last
Kurt
week?
just now. So we're gonna jump to some things about what's coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Ooh.
We have Monsters Inc. Land expected to be opening TBD. What's the point of that? I love you, Disney Food Blog, but sometimes if you put out information, it's not information.
Yeah, it's
But the construction
It's
is
coming
supposed
out
to be beginning in
sometime.
2025.
yes.
We're expecting that this year.
Yes.
Which means Muppet Courtyard is supposed to be going bye-bye.
Yes.
Which I'm torn about. Like, I
There-
haven't cared enough for it to matter to me personally,
Right.
but I am sad because I do enjoy Muppet Vision 3D.
And because to me that was like an iconic staple when you guys were little.
Yeah.
You know, we always went over there. Back in the day, it was Pizza Planet, or Pizza Planet, and now it's what? Mama Rizzo's
now
or
it's
something. Pizza Rizzo. And
Mama Melrose is over there too, but that's a separate
yeah.
restaurant.
And so I'm pretty sure some of that is closing, if not all of it.
Well, all of it will be closed, yeah.
So that they can
whole
make
area is being
Monsters
cleared for
Inc.
Yeah.
So I just like the nostalgia of all the things, because we were talking about that today.
We were.
Actually. As you go through Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, you can like see different areas that were the Great Movie Ride.
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't know about you, but because there was no Galaxy's Edge and stuff, that was like, for me, that was a must do.
Yeah,
every
it
single
always
time.
Was. It was my favorite ride in Disney.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And Lights, Motors, Action.
Yeah,
Those
two
were the
I
things.
love those.
I loved those.
I'm honestly okay with Lights, Motors, Action being gone and being replaced with Galaxy's Edge because it's huge.
I mean, because you love the Star Wars.
Very
stuff,
much
so.
would rather have Star Wars than that, but
Right.
I do still miss it.
Yeah.
Which I think they still have a show like that in Disneyland Paris, but
Oh.
actually no, they might have just closed it too because they're building a Cars Land or something back there too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, we already know about the suspended coaster coming. Do you know about all the things?
I
you see the
do.
launch system or the
Yes,
load
the
station?
load station,
That's gonna
and
be so
how it's
cool.
gonna go, and then it's gonna be. I can't wait for
That's
that.
gonna be sweet. That's a lot of
When
what
is,
it
does
says.
it say when it's gonna be, or we still don't know about
The
that?
same, it's the rest of the land opening. It's TBD, but they're supposed to start building it this year.
I wonder if it's gonna be 26 or 27.
Ooh, I feel like this is new for
Oh.
me anyway. It says there will be a new theater show coming to the land. I didn't know there was going to be a theater show.
I didn't either.
And we're expecting Harryhausen's, which is
Okay.
where Mike takes Cecilia for their anniversary day.
Yes.
If
Okay.
that's not there, like, why even bother? Like, that's the whole
That's
point.
gotta be, yeah.
You're opening a land, you're going to have food in that land.
Yeah, better
Put
have
food
that.
that is actually in the movie in the land.
And the land, yep.
So Harryhausen, and it's in all the concept art. So I would be shook if it didn't.
Right.
Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After is set to open on May 27th, the very day I enter Disneyland. Next.
And this, we were talking about this earlier too.
Yeah.
This is the one that's back where Lightning McQueen's used to be behind Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
Okay.
And I am of the belief that it is a temporary thing.
I would imagine.
While we're waiting for Villains Land to open.
Okay.
Once Villains Land opened, which is coming behind Big Thunder, that's the Beyond
Right.
Big Thunder I was talking about
Right,
like a year
right.
ago.
Right?
That's what's coming from. That's what's going in there. It's the Villains Land.
So do
And
you
so
think that
I'm-
it'll stay there?
I would hope that they move it in there. If they keep the show, move it into Villains Land. If they don't want to keep the show, don't have villains here and there.
Do you think they'll keep it though when they change Rock and Roller Coaster? Because that wouldn't make any sense.
Here's what I'm hoping happens. I'm hoping that we open Villains Unfairly Ever After.
Uh-huh.
Right? I don't mean this is what I'm hoping happens. I mean, like, as far as timelines go, because these are things that are happening. Just this is the timeline that I would like to see. So, Villains Unfairly Ever After opens. Rock and Roller Coaster closes to be refitted with Muppets.
Okay.
Muppets opens. They move their stuff. They do those construction workers are all working in Villains Land. Villains Land gets constructed and completed. It opens. Villains Unfairly Ever After closes.
Mm-hmm.
Workers get in there and they immediately install Muppet Vision 3D into that theater.
So you think they're just gonna move it?
I want
That's
them
what
to
you
move
want
it.
them
That
to
I did say that these are all things that are happening. That last one is not a thing that is happening. It is a thing that I want to happen. It's a thing
It's your
most of
wish
us are
list.
expecting to happen, and they better do it. Why waste such a good show? It's
I mean,
especially people. That's my biggest thing. Like people eaters. They have a tendency of closing massive people eaters,
yeah.
which is going to do nothing but make the crowds in the park look way worse.
Right.
So
right.
just move it.
Yeah. Just move it.
Granted,
Then you can have
moving
more
it into
people.
Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy building is not introducing a new people eater. I think it would be more because people would be more likely to go do it. But I guess the actual capacity.
I don't think
is
I've
not
ever gone
increasing.
to Lightning McQueen's because
It's closed already, so we couldn't even if we wanted to.
what was it though?
It was it was like a thing you went into, and I did it once, and I couldn't even tell you really what it was. It was Lightning McQueen roll down on a stage, and he talks to you, and he go vroom vroom, and then he leaves. It was somewhat entertaining.
Okay, interesting.
I just think that there's a lot of room in there. They could easily put Muppet Vision in there.
Okay.
Of course, I'm not an engineer. I don't know what they can actually do. I don't know what's possible.
Right.
I assume
anything is
dream
possible.
it, you
can do it. That's right.
So, jot that down.
That's a great quote. Have I heard that somewhere before?
I think some dude said it. I don't know if he was very popular.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone really liked him or not.
Okay.
Then next we talked about this a couple times today too. The Little Mermaid musical is opening on May 27th.
Ooh,
I must have talked about this last week on the podcast because all this.
Yeah, you did. I think.
Except for the theater. I think the theater in Monsters Inc. sounds new to me, which means I probably skimmed over it.
Maybe.
So we knew that. Mama Melrose, that's close.
Yeah.
I did talk about this.
You
so
did?
we're gonna
Okay.
go ahead and jump up to some interesting Animal Kingdom news.
Ooh.
There's a new giraffe in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, animal.
Animal.
Okay.
I said it like that on purpose because I thought it was funny.
Okay.
So this is baby Tucker. He is the first giraffe born at Animal Kingdom since 2021. He just made his big debut, and we're already in love. His mama, Mara, joined the Disney family in 2015 and is her third little one. Oh, sorry, and this is her third little one.
Oh.
That is pulled directly from Disney Food Blog on Instagram. Love you, AJ and crew. Y'all are great.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty exciting. I love when they get new baby animals.
I love when they have new baby animals too.
What's always funny to me though is when there's a new giraffe, like baby giraffes,
Yeah.
because like, well, part of the scavenger hunt was to find a particular item that was larger than us, and I'm like, yeah, that giraffe fell out of its mom. It was already taller than I am.
Sorry, you get your short jeans from me.
It's okay. It's fine. I mean, I would have to be significantly taller than I am to even give this giraffe a run for its money. Like, it's not like it's just a little bit taller.
Right.
Like, it's a substantial amount taller.
It's already 6 feet tall when it's born, and it's only going to get bigger from there.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Stop talking about animals. Did you see, and I don't know if you talked about it, I'm sorry, on the last few podcasts, but they did Little Joe and the other, I can't think of his name, manatee that were at Epcot.
Oh, yes.
They have moved out, and they moved another one in, and she can never be returned to the wilds. I don't remember what her name is. Did you talk about it? Do you know?
I remember talking about them leaving. I don't remember if I talked about them bringing the new ones back yet or not.
Well, they
Wasn't in my list.
They do have one,
Must have.
and it's a girl, but she had part of half of her tail is cut and missing. So, so if you can get to Epcot, to the seas, and go see those, we're doing it tomorrow. I do like the World Showcase, but honestly, I really, really like I don't even know what it's called now. It used to be Future World. I don't know what it is now.
Well,
what is
it's
it?
different neighborhoods now, so it depends on what you're talking about.
Okay, the whole Future World. All of that.
Oh.
That's what I like.
World Celebration, World Nature, World Discovery, World...
All of it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All of the neighborhoods.
There's something that we forgot to do. We'll have to do it tomorrow because we forgot to. We knew that I was supposed to be doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anywho, let's quickly talk about what's coming to Animal Kingdom and then we can wrap up.
Okay.
Because I'm getting hungry. So Pueblo Esperanza is expected to open in 2027. That is the Latin America, or not the Latin America, it's the Tropical Americas section that is coming to Animal Kingdom, apparently in 2027.
Yay.
Construction has begun.
Yes.
I did show pictures on last week's podcast of the aerial photos of before they closed it, and like not today, but today.
Yes.
And it's flat.
Right?
It's wild.
Oh gosh. That means Hester and Lester's is gone.
Yeah, gone.
So they're not going to be doing magnets there anymore. Yes.
Maybe probably a Donald's Dino Bash, I think, because that's.
Is that still over there? Oh, because they still have
there.
Dinosaur because they didn't close that until the end of the year. Oh.
So Pueblo Esperanza is of course replacing Dinoland USA.
Okay.
And the land will have an Encanto themed ride.
Yay!
With the family Madrigal inside the casita, which would be kind of cool to be able to go inside of that.
I hope it's not like a River Journey one though. I think it would be nice. Is it going to be a River Journey one? I mean.
Probably.
Okay.
Dinosaur will be transformed into an Indiana Jones ride, which is going to be similar but not use the same storyline as the Indiana Jones and the Legend of the Forbidden Eye in Disneyland.
Okay.
It will be a new storyline.
Okay, I can deal with that.
There's a new carousel coming to the land that will be themed after Summit. I don't know.
Summit? Okay.
You don't read Harry Potter, do you? Kevin will be featured in the carousel along with other Disney animals. So I guess it's just a general Disney carousel. Zootopia.
Kevin is the big bird from Up.
Yes.
Yes, I love him. Okay.
Snipe.
Snipe. Okay.
Whatever the thing that the Boy Scout troop leaders.
Yeah,
Boy
it's
Scout
Snipe.
find. Yeah. Okay.
Snipe hunt.
I don't know. I was homeschooled. Yeah, I wasn't involved in the Boy Scouts. Zootopia Better Together.
Better Together. That's going in where Bug's Life was.
Because Bug's Life is gone. This is supposed to be opening winter of this year. Torn a little bit. Miss Flick popping out of the ceiling. The biggest thing is I had someone comment on the last time I talked about it.
Okay.
And they are very upset at Disney for taking it out, which I don't blame them for.
Oh.
But it's just they made a really good point that kind of put me on board with it. But I'm also like things gotta change. I don't know if I agree with Zootopia being what goes in there, but
I mean, it's animals at least.
Yeah. Would I like to see them just refurbish and restore?
Yeah.
Probably. But
but to be fair,
they have gotten rid of all of A Bug's Life existence to now in all of the parks.
In all of the parks. You know why?
There's no existence of A Bug's Life anymore.
Do you know when Bug's Life came out?
Yeah, it was 1996 or 7. So it was right after. So they did Toy Story and then they did A Bug's Life was the next one. So it was 96 or 97.
And so now, almost 30 years later, all the little kids that are coming. Sorry, it's almost 30 years later. All the little kids that are coming don't have any clue about Bug's Life.
But that's Pixar's fault.
And they know Zootopia. So what they're trying to do, I've noticed they do this.
I get it.
That's why they're going to get rid of Dinosaur, because nobody knows what Dinosaur is anymore. Everybody just thinks it's a scary ride. It's a scary ride with dinosaurs. Unless you're a Disney kid.
Then you know it's really just all about Aladar.
Yes, exactly.
That's all you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what does he call it? What kind of dinosaur is he? I always forget.
He's a Allosaurus.
An Allosaurus, yeah. But no, it's Aladar.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's who you're looking for. And
I get it.
seriously. So that's what
I am excited though,
noticed.
because I do like Zootopia.
Yeah.
I just wish that they would do more to maintain the things that the people who are paying the money, because the kids aren't the ones paying it.
Right.
It's the adults who know what A Bug's Life is.
Right.
That miss A Bug's Life.
I know.
I just want it tied in somewhere. I don't care. Get rid of the show, whatever.
I know.
But give me something A Bug's Life. Show me that you still know it exists. Because now, at this point, I don't even think there's much merch available in the parks for it.
No, there's not.
Anyway, I digress, and I digress hard on that one. 2025 is the last year to dine at Restaurantosaurus.
I love Restaurantosaurus.
It's a good place to get a burger.
Sure is. Back in the day,
It was the only place to get a burger.
it was the only place to get a burger, aside from Pizzafari.
You can get a burger at Pizza Safari? Yeah, don't go there anyway.
I don't know.
You know what I prefer?
But back in the day, at Restaurantosaurus, the French fries, McDonald's.
McDonald's French fries. I miss that they served the kids meals in pails. That was cool.
Yes, and at Epcot, they had I think it's poutine now, actually.
Probably.
But they had just a booth that was just McDonald's French fries.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember that?
They had a McDonald's, but it was just fries.
Yeah, exactly.
That was cool.
Sorry.
You're good. And then Anne play at the Boneyard ... because she's being dramatic. Oh, it's your last. It's part of the same thing.
It's part of the same thing. It's going away. That whole area is going to get closed off.
I thought the
at some point.
Boneyard was staying around. I thought the Boneyard was supposed to stay. That's new to me if that is closing. I knew the dinosaur was getting replaced. We already talked about that already.
Yep.
But I thought the Boneyard was staying. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Hard to say. But that is what's coming to Animal Kingdom in 2025.
Cool.
Right on.
We are not going to Animal Kingdom this trip.
Nah.
And I'm not going to lie.
I've spent maybe a total of 12 hours in Animal Kingdom in the last decade.
Right.
It's not that I hate the park or anything, it's just there's other parks I'd rather.
And I think that Disney recognizes that, and that's why they're trying to attract more people by doing different rides and stuff.
It's working. When they open Pueblo Esperanza, I'll be there.
Right? When they open Tropical Americas,
Yeah.
I will want to go.
Yeah.
I do like to go watch the Nemo show. I do like to ride
That is one of the big
Expedition Everest. I do like the safari. I do enjoy very much Flight of Passage.
Those are probably the only 4 reasons I ever actually scan into Animal Kingdom to begin with.
That's all there is.
Do you remember? Obviously, you remember. We went when me and Adriana came out in September. We went to Animal Kingdom with Mom and Dad because we had a breakfast reservation at the Jamba House.
Tusker House.
Thank you. I knew it was in there somewhere. And then what we did is we were like, we're gonna go do all the things we want to do. Ride all of the rides, except for Cali River Rapids, which fortunately was closed.
And Beyond the Big Blue, we didn't go to
We did not go to the show. But we were going to do all the things we wanted to do. And we had breakfast at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we were out of the park by noon.
Yeah. We went to breakfast. We went on the safari. We went on Expedition Everest. And we actually did the single rider line.
We did.
And then we did Flight of Passage, I think.
I believe we did.
And then that was it. I think we did the Navi River Journey too.
Yes.
And then that was it.
And we left.
And then we left.
And I was more than satisfied. But
yeah.
Right on. That's what it's out for today's episode, everybody. We hope you enjoyed it. I will not be live streaming any game this week, as I will be on an airplane when we typically do game night. But we do have a new episode of DCOM Kids coming out this Friday at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, which would be 8 a.m. here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this week we rewatched True Confessions, and
Ooh.
True Confessions is a really good movie, but it is a harsh reality that you've got to be like mentally prepared to get into.
Is that the one with Shia LaBeouf?
It is.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So you have that to look forward to, and then Adriana and I will be back with our regularly scheduled programming back in the home studio next Monday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. We hit about 8:30-ish Eastern Time tonight because I did not feel like trying to stay awake till 10 o'clock tonight trying to live stream. I'm already feeling
a little
like I'm
sluggish. Yeah, a little jet lag.
borderline.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it. Wait another hour and a half and do it. So,
Right.
but yeah, that does it for today. We hope you guys enjoyed today. And if you're, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Until next time, my dear friends, let the wonder take hold.